out trying to do something that was never even an expectation or that was requested.
Yes. Self-imposed expectation. Ooh, we got a question from Miss
Already? It's
Maya
not even Saturday
Little.
morning.
She ain't
I
playing.
mean, she like, okay, so Maya just started with us like this week. So super excited about that. And so she's
Yes.
like, okay, now I'm like, wait, now I'm here. Now I'm about to start hitting hard because she's been kind of sitting in the background. She ain't been coming hard like this.
Yeah, she ain't scared no more. She says, Jen, how do you separate work from the podcast when things get sticky? Time management and content wise. Ooh, way to go, Maya. Good question.
So there's no way that I have just one answer for that because it is a roller coaster and it ebbs and flows. And Jesse knows this because he has to listen to a lot of those conversations when I'm in the middle of it. But I'm going to tell you from both sides, Robbins and Morton 100% has supported everything I've done. And they have given me the space and to be able to do that. And also, know that I'm going to get my job done. And when there's, sometimes there's crossover, there's things that, one thing happens and then something else happens. And for me, it's just, I've just got to prioritize. And if it's my job, I mean, there are very clear things that I'm required to do. And so it doesn't mean I have to do them starting at 8:00 and finishing at 5:00. I just have to make sure that I am looking at them and allowing the time for that. And then there may be some crossover, some book stuff that Jesse, you and I have, or, pop-ups or things that we've done on social media. But also it's just as important inside the gate and outside the gate. So we talk about those things. And for me, it's not a hard line. It's not even a gray area. Like everything I do at Robbins and Morton 100% impacts what I do at home, and everything I do at home and outside and on the podcasts and the live streams like impact both sides. And so just having the support, obviously, with a company that values me for the things I'm doing at work, but also sees the things I'm doing outside of work and how they impact my work.
Yeah, I think one thing that I think you've done like expertly is the strategery and being fully transparent.
Yes,
Right.
100%. Yes.
Like straight up, this is what we're going to be doing. Is it good? Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. Like my favorite example of that was when you got the green light on this.
Make a run for shoddy. Call him Ed Sheeran, he in love with my body.
Jesse, that was not any part of anything. Where did that even come from? That was on Christmas vacation. I didn't have to ask permission for that.
I couldn't help it. Oh my goodness. But so that beautiful question, Maya. Thank you for that. And look, Miss Yvonne Gutierrez, how you going? How you doing, Miss Yvonne? She says, LOL. Yes. But having those transparent like not having the conversation could be injurious to yourself. It's so this idea of self-injurious behavior is what are the things that we're doing that cause us grief or cause us pain, cause us mental illness or what like degrades our quality of life. For me, it just, if it falls under the bucket of I'm not having an amazing, joyful, fun time, it's not, I need to address it. I need to talk about it. We need to get it out there. James Gable says, what's up? The uncommon communicator. He ain't gonna be there Saturday, but he got to catch us today. So that's super awesome.
But I want to. Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Yeah, thank you, Yvonne.
Thank you very much. But I want to go back. I want to add because I mean it's a real question because I mean Maya just joined our firm, but there are a lot of firms out there, and we know that we've had conversations with people that is it okay? Is it not okay? Can I be on social media? It's not like a very hard line. And now it's because there's so much going on with social media and how those lines cross. And I mean, you said the transparency, I mean, that can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, but I mean, we wrote a book and it's, it's a pretty big deal. And, my firm knows about it and they, that's been shared with them. And so it's not feeling like I walk through the gate and then I have these things that I'm doing and they don't touch Robbins and Morton. And then I walk through the gate and I have to do this work and I can't like, I can't really, like, that's not the space that I'm in. And I feel like that's not the space we're in because there's so much crossover in how they help each other.
Yes. Yes. I think, this is way more complicated than I'm going to say it, but it's like when I give myself permission to be my full self all the time, that like necessitates full transparency and clear communication. Like my clients are like, hey, I can tell you think I'm a goofball. You're right. I'm a goofball. So this is my energy. I like to have fun. Got a lot of knowledge to share, but the style is going to be this. And so I don't have to be taking off a hat and putting on another hat. And that brings me comfort, because there was a long time in my career where I thought I had to be a certain way and act a certain way. And like all that energy that I spent doing that, like that wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all. It was pretty darn miserable. Now, there's vulnerability, James Gable's favorite word, right? I had to be, or maybe another way to think of it, James, so it's more palatable, is courage, right? I had to have the courage to be myself. Why courage? Because now I'm at risk. Like I really am at risk to be myself all the time.
Yes.
I risk rejection, right? And being transparent about what I'm going to do and what I'm committed to, and more importantly, what I'm not committed to, requires courage, because I can lose people, and I have, and that's okay, right? Like I don't have a problem with that, but there's all kinds of other stuff. Time management, which I don't believe in. I think it's self-management all day, every day. What nutrition, exercise, relationships, because I don't know if you knew this, Jen, but I'm a relationship expert.
Did you write a book?
I just wrote a book. Yep, have a co-author. She played a role. She drew the doodles.
Did the editing.
Yeah. Oh God, yes, and the edit. Master expert editor. But it's like all of these different pieces are a part of our total wellness.
Yes.
And when I ignore them, I'm not so well.
But and you didn't say it, but I mean you like implied, Jesse, it's how we show up.
Yes.
And to me it starts with that. And you and I have had this conversation multiple times that and it's even been feedback to me, is that I show up the same. I show up the same everywhere I go. And going back to helping answer Maya's question, is I think that helps, that I'm not showing up. I'm not having to show up differently. I'm able to show up everywhere as me.
Yes. And we love it. My buddy George Sanchez says that the military does that now for social media. Need to be careful with what is said. And so, again, we all have different constraints in our life, right? Thank you, George, for that, because that's like for real. You work for an amazing organization. You've got great, deep relationships with the people you work with. And so those are good conditions to talk about, hey, I'm going to be doing this, and like actually have a conversation about it. There are other organizations, military being one of them, where like it's just straight up against the rules. You ain't going to do it. I mean, hell, I've been on job sites where if you posted something, instantly they knew who posted it, where they, like, because you weren't supposed to be taking pictures on site. And then there's companies that they've got a social media policy, but it's worded in such a way that it's scary. And like they want their people to be marketing the company and their experience with the organization, but they don't. Well, guess what? It's because your language is scary. People are afraid of losing their job for being themselves. Not to say that you've got to be on social media, because really I don't need any more competition, right? I'm trying to be the social media mogul.
We're trying to minimize some of that social media. Like we're trying to minimize that stuff that does not have clothing on.
Yes, yeah, y'all got to check out the Insta if you want to see some really, really good stuff.
But also too, Jesse, and we're not going to get into it here because I want everybody to jump up on Saturday morning, but I have a great example of something that came from outside work, in the book, a specific example that I dig into and talk about in the book that came up in a conversation within work and actually helped direct, like some commitments and some time I had to do something with. They were like, "Oh, but remember, you want to make sure." Remember, so we can talk.
I like this
because that, like, to me, it almost is not even me pulling it and pushing it. It's somebody else, respecting it because of the conversation.
Yes.
So anyway, I'm trying to like be very ambiguous because I want people to show up to listen to it.
She's setting the hook. Come on, people. We want to hang out Saturday. And of course, like, that's the ultimate, right? Because Saturday morning, we're going to be on for an hour, starting at 8 o'clock Central Time. And the No BS Tribe contributes to the conversation. So we're going to just start examining it like we always do from our own perspective as it applies to our lives, to the degree of our understanding. There's no I got another update. Like no expertise, right? We're not physical, we're just being us.
Our body of work is all we have.
That's it. And the tribe's going to contribute because Thomas LeMay, this topic came from him. And we, like you said, in the after party, we continue to have the conversation. And so a few people had reached out and asked if we had resources because we've been talking about like heavy stuff. And so different people have been sharing links. And I had my one-on-one with my therapist today. And I shared with her, I said, hey, do you have any like resources that I could share? And she's like, absolutely. She's like, I got a couple of seminars coming up that we're looking. Yes. I said, send me the stuff. So Danielle, thank you for that. We're going to be, as soon as I get the links from her, we'll be sharing them on the post during the conversation on Saturday. And hopefully if she has a regular thing going on, I'll put that out there. And like y'all, all of y'all that know me, Yvonne, George, y'all know how bent I am. And she done some work on me. And if she can get through with me, she can help anybody. And if it ain't her, a therapist is not a bad thing. It's been an amazing experience so far. Helps me stay away from that self-injurious behavior. Right. Don't ask me how to spell injurious, Jennifer.
I won't, because you'll spell it wrong and then I'll have to go back and fix it. So I just let you like draw it with colors and then I go back and fix it, make it better.
With my Big Chief tablet. Yes, ma'am.
And so another thing I want to make sure that we dig into Saturday morning, and it kind of, some of it is in our book, a little bit on that self-injurious behavior and the choices and the things we do that can impact others and our behaviors. But one thing that hasn't come up yet that you've kind of touched on a little bit, and I haven't, but I probably need to, is that self-injurious behavior sometimes is us doing something because it's the only way we can have control.
Ooh, yes.
So, again, that's like, it opens up stuff, but I know specific for me, I know that there's decisions I've made and done things because even though I knew it wasn't a right decision, it was still, I was able to control it. So.
Oh yeah. Maladjusted behavior.
Yes.
Right? Oh my goodness, man, you're making me use all kinds of big words. Watch out, baby. Watch out. It's coming. Well, I'm excited for Saturday. I'm going to get my run in. Let's see. No. I'll be running tomorrow. I got 3-mile run tomorrow. No miles on Saturday. And then I'm headed to South Carolina. Going to be hanging out with some awesome peeps, Skilled Trades Alliance. And then it's 2 weeks away for the Next Gen Builder.
Yeah, that's right. In South Carolina, yes.
That's right. Okay, I keep forgetting. Whatever.
You're awesome. You're just like a travel mogul.
Yeah, I'm just running around. Maya says she can't wait. Neither can we, Maya. Thank you. Thank you for the question too. That's an amazing.
I get to see Maya next week, and I get to see her in like person.
Oh, nice. You gotta take a pic and do a TikTok dance. Maya, you gotta get you a TikTok dance with Jennifer, please. At mandatory initiation.
No.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think we've gabbed on enough. I was kind of hoping Buddy would catch us, but
I know we're gonna get a dang it for sure.
Yep, we're gonna get a dang it from Buddy. Buddy, we're thinking about you. Love you, my man. And we'll see everybody else on Saturday.
Saturday morning. Bye.
Bye.